Hi everyone, this is going to be a different kind of video because I just wanted to sit down and talk about my feelings on the Colleen Ballinger situation. If you guys don't know who Colleen is, she plays a character on YouTube named Miranda Sings. I've actually known about Miranda for a very long time, way before my YouTube career. And I've known about Colleen as well because one of my oldest videos is about Colleen and exposing her for what she's done. And I must admit, I'm not a huge fan of sitting here and rehashing something that someone has already apologized for. But in this case, it is so necessary because in my honest opinion, I do feel that Colleen is a dangerous person. Someone who's still communicating with her fans and definitely should be kept away from minors. And I'm glad the world is starting to learn now because I think that's important. We need to understand who we are consuming, who we're watching, who we're looking up to, because you may find yourself in a situation like Adam McIntyre. And before we talk about her apology video, which I think honestly has made YouTube history as the worst apology ever, I want to talk to you guys about why I personally do not like Colleen. I mean, one of the first stories I remember about her is that she shared how when she was a kid, she would antagonize her dog to the point where her dog would attack her, and then the dog had to be put down even though she would knowingly hurt the dog, would lie about hurting the dog, and then yeah, the animal had to suffer. And that's something in my original video that I was watching this morning, and I was like, holy crap, I cannot believe this type of person exists, because there's truly something mentally wrong here.
And how I got this scar was I was playing in the backyard as a little girl. I think I was 3 or 4, and we had this dog who was a big scary dog. I have temper tantrums still to this day, and I have anger management problems. There are times where I'm just "Argh!" and I just feel I need to hit something or scream in a pillow. Oh my gosh. You are so disgusted with me right now. But back when I was a little kid, I didn't know how to control it, where now I'm oh, I'm so annoyed, I need a beer, which is not healthy. I used to actually rip things up or get angry. So I grabbed my dog for no reason, just grabbed the dog and pinched its skin and dug my nails into it. The dog yelps, turns around to protect itself, and bites me in the face. And I got stitches, I went to the hospital, and they were like, what happened? And I was like, the dog just bit me. And then they had to put the dog to sleep because the dog was dangerous to be around.
On top of that, her relationship with Adam McIntyre is inexcusable. I mean, it's disgusting that any creator would have this parasocial relationship with a fan. And that's something that I feel very strongly about. I don't read my comments. I don't go and talk to people who watch my videos. I'm so thankful for everyone. And when you guys come up to me in person, we talk, we say, hey, it's great. But as far as online, I can barely text my friends back. I have no time to go and create group messages or talk to, people who would be watching my videos, even though I'm so grateful for those people. And I think that it's, important for creators to be grateful for their community and those people who support them. But Colleen took advantage of people who would support her. We learned this in my podcast episode with Adam McIntyre, where he talks all about that toxic relationship with Colleen and how she would really leverage her fans to create content for her or ideas or support her in various ways, which are incredibly unprofessional. And hearing Adam's story, I think it's so mind-opening, because there are a lot of creators out here who have overstepped the line and who are I'm a little bit more strict when it comes to probably other creators, even Discords and things like that. It's just so much responsibility, even going live on YouTube. Then you've got a whole chat that you've got to moderate and these personalities you have to handle. And it's this weird responsibility. And some people, they're good at I think Emily D. Baker is an amazing creator when it comes to interacting with her fans. But then there are other people who just cannot handle it. And Colleen took it to a next level. And she also included people like Adam in very personal situations, like her divorce and, kind of getting back at her ex and stalking her ex and just things that a kid should not be involved in. And I hope I hope she learns her lesson, but I don't think she will. And that's because of her apology video, which has now gone viral. So I saw Paige Christine on Twitter mention that the reason why Colleen probably put this in song form was so that she could go and copyright claim the video if people talk about it. So we're not going to be playing anything. And actually, I met Paige, Christine, Petty Page, and Dustin Daly recently in West Hollywood. It was very nice. They came over to my home. I love meeting fellow creators. You guys know that. But here's the video. And essentially, she wrote a 10-minute song. I'm sure you guys know. I've listened to it twice at this point, and she talks about the situation, the allegations, how she's wrong, but how she's not really wrong, and how there's this hate train and gossip train. And while I do agree that there is some type of, there's hate on the internet, clearly, and there's people who love to run with it and like woke culture and cancel culture, and it's frustrating. But in this case, there's just so much damn evidence. Go watch my podcast episode and see all of the evidence that's been provided, because it's just this type of an apology or excuse or rewriting of this narrative is just so, it's a false reality. I almost feel like we're in an episode of Black Mirror. And let's go ahead and read some of these comments. We did have fun, Colleen. Now take accountability. Damn. Realistically, anything she does or says will never satisfy anyone. Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's some people who are supporting. Actually, I do believe that there are comments that are being filtered and deleted. An apology without an apology. This is not real help. She's obviously not taking this situation seriously if she's singing it in a song. I agree. A lot of these comments are just, in shock. This is the most unhinged thing I've ever seen. Imagine thinking this would go over well. Yeah, I guess there's some artists who they like to confront controversy and their scandals in their music, and sometimes it pays off. In this situation, it's just obviously not paying off, and I can't believe that she sat there with whatever team or whoever, and they thought maybe this would be a good idea, because there's nothing good about this. New textbook definition of what not to do for an apology. I know that used to be David Dobrik's thing. So there are some people are talking about Gabby Hanna too. She likes to express herself in her art. Let's look at the newest comments. It'll never be enough for them. So there is definitely a battle, and I have to say there's some shorts from my interview with Adam online, and there are so many people fighting on my Instagram short or my Instagram reels over here arguing so much about what Adam has to say. And I have to say something about Adam McIntyre. You can feel however you want to about him, but one thing you cannot take away from him is his experience and the fact that he's provided so much evidence. If there are people who are still not looking at that evidence in his story and trying to tell him that he's wrong or a clout chaser, I mean, there's something clearly wrong there, because black and white, it's an inappropriate relationship. He's provided so much evidence, and if he wants to go and speak about it, then he can go and speak about it all he wants. I don't think it's clout chasing, especially whenever he was clearly emotionally invested in his relationship with her. And I mean, imagine how heartbreaking it is, as a kid, to realize that you've got this friendship with someone who clearly doesn't value who you are or what you provide, and they're a grown adult. Of course, Twitter is blowing up as well. A lot of people are, they're talking about how it's monetized too. I'm sure this video is monetized, and if it's got 2.4 million views, I mean, that's a pretty big paycheck. So maybe she's doing this as her YouTube severance. She knows that she's kind of buried herself. Plus, she's been on tour lately, and I don't think the tour is doing that great. As much as Colleen discredited me and made fun of me, I'm glad her video did one thing: show you exactly the type of evil woman she is, that a lot of us has experienced over the years behind the scenes. The mask has slipped. Everyone meet the real Colleen Ballinger. And I think that's something that's great about social media and YouTube, is that we do have that ability to go and publish things without really going through filters. And sometimes the filters are important, because any smart business person, influencer, social media type, I mean, they would have stopped her years ago. They would have that character would have been killed off, because that Miranda Sings character is so annoying. Part of me questions sometimes how did she do this, because that I'm pretty sure the character is making fun of those with disabilities as well, and it's just something really gives me the ick every time I see her. So Yeah, wow. Colleen Ballinger definitely joined Logan Paul in the history of YouTube books today. And I don't think it's a good thing at all. If you're still confused about this situation and what Colleen has done, definitely go and check out my podcast episode with Adam. I just felt like with everyone speaking about this on the internet, if I didn't sit here and tell you guys that I do not condone this or approve of this, then I feel like you guys are going to think that I'm like agreeing or passing or allowing this type of behavior to continue, because this is exactly why I create videos for uplifting voices of survivors, of victims of these terrible people in the entertainment industry, because they are ruthless, they're narcissistic, and they need to be called out because they're going to continue doing what they do. And I really hope that Colleen isn't participating in any conversations with kids, but looking at her track record, I mean, it doesn't seem like she's seen the issues, and it doesn't seem like she's going to stop anytime soon. So I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.